An eligible Nigerian voter, your rights and responsibilities. One of them is the right to vote and be voted for. And then also as a citizen, I personally see government as demand and supply. So we need to demand the change that we seek. We need to demand demand accountability from our elected officials. Without that, it is impossible for us to enjoy the dividend of democracy. Thank you.
I think it's important that we restrict the question to the context of where we are here in terms of the Voters Project, which OrderPaper Advocacy Initiative is launching today. And in that context, what is important and what is specific to this particular time in history, this moment in our country, has to do with politics and elections. And therefore, the critical civic responsibility that the average Nigerian citizen, indeed every Nigerian citizen that is above the age of 18, should take note of is the fact of executing their franchise. What do I mean by that? Being able to go out on election day, every election, and cast their vote. And in casting their vote, they should take note that it's important to cast what we call an informed vote. And what do I mean by informed vote? We know of the situation, the tragic situation we have, where the electorate goes out, somebody gives them 20 naira, somebody gives them a loaf of bread, somebody gives them a t-shirt, and they vote for that person. In some situations, you have people going out voting for somebody. Oh, we attend the same mosque. Oh, we attend the same church. Oh, he's from my tribe. Oh, we have the same ethnicity. When people vote for such frivolous reasons, that is how we end up getting bad, incompetent, corrupt leaders. And at the end of the day, the critical point that needs to be made is this. For everyone that is over 18, who therefore can answer to that word, a voter, should understand that who you vote for and how you vote will determine how much you spend when you go to the market to buy tomatoes, to buy rice, to buy any single thing. It will determine how much your sister, your wife, pays to deliver a baby in the hospital. It will determine the quality of schools that your children will go to and how much you pay for those schools. It will determine the quality of roads you have and how secure they are. It will determine how safe the life of a citizen is in this country. It will determine every single thing about your life. Therefore, when you go to cast that vote, you're not just casting a ballot for a party or for an individual. You are essentially making a decision, the kind of life you want to live for the next 4 years. Whether you want to live in a country where people will be killed recklessly every day, whether you want to live in a country that will be designated as the poverty capital of the world, whether you want to live in a country where unemployment is through the roof, whether you want to live in a country where your naira has lost so much value that even in the Cotonou safer is more valuable than it today. You will make those decisions by who you vote for, how you vote for, and how regularly you vote. Therefore, the civic responsibility of executing your franchise is about the most important thing that every Nigerian should be talking about today. Thank you.
When it comes to voting in Nigeria, is to familiarize themselves with the issues that's happening in the country, familiarize themselves with the candidates, what they're offering, what their manifesto looks like, and of course, beyond that, one of the major responsibilities to be able to get your PVC and not just use it as a means of identification, but also show up at the polls, not just the general elections, but legislative reps, of course, which often polls on the same day, but also LGA elections. So this I consider to be one of the major responsibility of a voter here in Nigeria.
As a citizen of Nigeria, I'm aware of one elector of rigging. Rigging is not good, it's bad for our democracy. It won't edge. If we rig the election, we won't have the best people in government. So even as citizen one, I won't support rigging, and then whenever I see rigging happening, it's my duty to also report, if possible, to take recording and share with INEC or share with people that can help me to amplify my voice such that relevant authorities can take necessary action. Also, vote buying. Even though I understand that there is poverty in the land, but I need to look at the bigger picture. Look beyond the 5,000 naira, the 10,000 naira that they are going to give me today, because the 5,000 naira, the 10,000 naira, if you go to the club, you blow it in one night. But if you look at the bigger picture, if the problem of insecurity today, for instance, is more than the 5,000 naira, the 10,000 that they are going to give me. If there is a good policy and then there is job creation, that's more long term than the 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira that they are going to give me. So I understand that there is poverty in the land, and then it's difficult at times to look away. But let's try our best to look away. I've also started this campaign with my friends, discussing with my friends on how we need to do this, speak to people, because at the end of the day, it's all of us that will suffer the consequences of this vote buying and vote selling that is happening in the country. So I will encourage people that are listening to me, like as ordinary citizens that I am, to embrace and activate the office of the citizen, because the office of the citizen is the highest office in the land. Thank you.
So, for me, as an active citizen and also as a responsible citizen, some of the electoral offences I won't advise anybody to commit are one, impersonation during election. This is very wrong, and at the same time, it's irresponsible of anybody to do that, as it is punishable under the law. It is important for us to know that one way we can exercise our civic right is by collecting PVC. So for those that doesn't have PVC and are trying to use someone else's PVC and impersonate them during election, I will advise that you don't do that, because it is punishable under the law, and if you are caught, you might be facing the wrath of the law. Also, another electoral offences I won't actually advise anybody to commit is vote buying. This has been a pain in our society, and it has eaten deep into the fabric of our nation. This has really affected development and representation, as leaders tend to do their own will when they are elected, because the only excuse they have is that we have given you the money for the votes you gave to us, so don't expect anything in return.